If you look at these knife sharpening jigs, this is the new one, this is the old one. And if you look at them, they just seem like they're identical, but they're not. I'll show you the differences.
All right, Sedge, what are we talking about today?
Good question. Hey, we just got the new self-centering knife jig from Tormek, and you have in your hand the SVM 45. That's the old one.
Old school, baby.
Which I think works fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But like any great company out there, Tormek just doesn't sit back and say, hey, we got a great knife sharpening jig. They listen to their customers, and they actually innovated the new one, the KJ45. And we're gonna go over it today because there's some really great innovation on this.
Awesome, can't wait to check it out.
You betcha. So the first thing to point out is this is a little bit shorter. You're gonna notice it because you and I have been using this one for a couple of years, and we've had some great results with it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but Chris, I want you to come in here so we can see this. A big D, look at this. You're gonna notice, and I'm gonna set these just like this. This is self-centering. Okay, you see on this one, the SVM, how there's a little offset on there? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when we were and this one here is perfectly in line. There's the distance from here to here and here to here is equidistant. So when I talk about that, when we used to sharpen this one on the old one, we would bring down our guide, okay, and sharpen it like this. Then we would flip it over and go like this. I really didn't notice on like this chef knife that this offset wasn't exactly in the center.
Oh.
But there are certain blades where you need to have it exactly in the center. And my chef knife here I'm starting to get a few nicks in here, and you're gonna see how this will take it and we'll have a perfect centered sharp edge on there.
Awesome.
So you're gonna notice the design of this stop here. Okay, the new one is completely flat. It's a perfect 90 degrees to the stop here. And why that's important is when we show later in the video how to use the jig, when we are here with the blade, okay, there's a tendency with this one, until you learn, to take it and go like this to follow the curve because of this recess. This is one of the, I think, is a big innovation on there. Where when we're using either this one or the new one, you know to take it like this and bring it at a perfect 90 like this while we're sharpening it.
Okay.
And there's less tendency to follow the curve with the new one because it's a perfect 90. So also you're gonna notice, come in here Chris so you can see this, this is the alloy all the way through, and this is plastic, so you can hear it. There's less friction here. It's just a smoother run with it.
That's crazy.
Okay, and another point to be made on this is how it is split all the way to the stop, and that gives us more bite on these jaws on tapered blades.
Oh.
Because on the other one, when you would lock it in and then tighten it, you only had so much play, and there might have been wobble to and fro with that blade. But now you can have full registration on the tapered blade, because if I see how that starts to open up, I can get a full perfect bite on it.
That's awesome. Hey Sedge, what's that?
Okay, so that's a secondary stop. And what's important about that is we don't have any meat cleavers, but sometimes when you have a meat cleaver, I'm just gonna turn this over, and you have a really wide blade, and we're always clamping at the top of the blade, sometimes this tool rest is not enough. So what I can do is I could take it up and put it here.
Oh.
And I can get that meat cleaver or a really wide blade to sharpen. And it's really smooth. Now, the other part of the stop, and I don't have one of these blades, but we are gonna do another video on this later in the year, where I can actually use the stop like this, okay? And that is for blades that have a convex grind.
Oh.
And you'll see that in hunting knives, survival knives. And I can, by moving between this point here and this point here, I can maintain that convex grind.
That's cool.
Extremely well thought out. So hey, guess what? Let's get sharpening.
All right.
So Big D, what I'm gonna do is we just clamp this. Let me just see this, be careful. We just clamp this on here, okay? And what I wanna do is I want you to blacken this side here.
Okay.
Okay, that way there we can set up the bevel on there. And just like that, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now do the other side for me.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay, this is the easiest way to set the angle on there, but also we can also check to see how we're grinding here and here. So I'm just gonna take it, I'm just gonna get a little water going here. So we'll check it like this. We'll see where we need to adjust it. And we'll bring it back like this and we'll take it over. Okay. So we're hitting just that top edge. See that? I want a little bit more, and boy, this wasn't consistent all the way down. So if it's hitting there, that means we got to lower our tool rest. So remember how we do this. I'm going to take it like this. I'm going to loosen this knob, and what I like to do is put pressure here. And you remember this little icon I did here? So we need to what? Lower the rest. So what I'm going to do is I go this way, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to take it and I'll go just a few here. I'll hold it down. I'll lock this knob and this knob. That way there are no 90, and I'll check it again. So we'll check it again, Big D, like that. We'll flip it over, and there's that consistent bevel we want.
Nice.
Okay? So what I'm going to do is, because it's self-centering, I'll take it like this, and I'll go again here, and you'll see I'm going to be hitting that edge absolutely perfect.
Perfect.
Okay? And let's get a nice consistent. So what I want to do is I want to dress the stone.
Okay.
Remember?
Yep.
So I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to start rough because I saw some big nicks in there.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll just take it like this, and I'll grade it down. Just like this, and you can feel it's a lot rougher. Okay, and what else I like to do is take those edges off ever so slightly. It's been a while since we sharpened, but everything looks good. Okay. So, when we take this, remember it's here, right? And we're going to take it down. And when we're doing this, watch, I pull it up at a 90. Let's look what happened. And look how consistent that is.
Oh, wow.
All the way, all the way. See that? So I'm going to take it here. Remember, nice and easy when you adjust it. I like to put pressure here. See that? So I'm holding it. And remember, it's a perfect 90. You're not following the curve. Boy, is this new gauge nice, because boy, it is so comfortable in the hand. And you're going to get a waver every once in a while. That's okay. Just going back and forth. And let's look at it again. Remember, you want to brush away, not to it. And daggone it, look how consistent that is. Oh, wow. Feel this way, Big D. You actually feel the burr that's come up.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That is
all the way. Look, all the way to the tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So I'm going to have you grind this side. Don't worry about it. You ready?
All right.
Okay, keep coming. Nice and consistent. Good, good, good technique. Now, when you get right about here, keep coming. Start to pick it up. Perfect. Good. So let's see this. And this is the telltale sign. Okay, that was really good. That was yours because you were going that way. Okay, and you're consistent all the way to the edge. Big deal about that, because this is what I'm doing underneath. I'm feeling that burr. Okay, and we got a consistent burr. You don't have to do a ton of it, but we're going to do one more pass for you. Straight up. Good.
Hey, Sedge, are we finished grinding?
Well, we have a consistent burr, right, on the side you just did. But a lot of people would stop right there. What I like to do before we go to honing is I'd like to take it, see this, and it's a higher grit. Feel the stone. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a finer grit on our regular stone. Feel that?
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm just going to take that edge off. Just round them off really quick. Okay, let me see. I'll do my side, then you do your side.
Sounds good.
Okay. Ah, very good. But keep that on the stone. You're actually using this part of the stone. Yep, and you pulled up the curve on it. A lot shinier, isn't it?
A little bit.
Okay, so we just finished with that. Now we're gonna hone it. And we have that burr, so we'll take that off first. What you can do is you can leave this on. If you're not good with honing, you can leave it on and then go back to the stone if you think you didn't do it the right way. But I feel very confident, so we'll just take it off.
Okay.
There we go, and we'll go to honing.
Sounds good.
So on this, we'll take it like this, and I'm actually writing on here. Look, see how it's shiny? See how that's shiny? So I'll take it like this. Remember, it's away from us. And I'm just going to take it until I feel the bevel, and same thing. And I can feel that burr just coming off. And I'll just do the other side. Okay, let's test it. See how sharp that is? Wow.
All right, Sedge. What would we use this one for?
That's the KJ, that's the new updated one. That's the KJ 140. 140 is the measurement of the width of this. You'll see it 140 millimeters, where this one will be sufficient for just about everything we need. And this is the KJ 45. So what does a 45 stand for?
45 millimeter?
Yeah, it's right across there. Okay, good. So why would we use something like this? We just did the chef knife, or we can do a chef knife. Yeah, you got more support, but it's overkill. This is for if like a fillet knife, you know how they're very flexible? This clamps down and keeps it very rigid as we're sharpening it.
That makes sense.
So that came out really nice. I like how that is self-centering. This does have a slight taper, so we could be able to clamp on it, and there was no movement while we were sharpening. When you're in the kitchen and you're cutting or wherever, you look at a knife, another test is just take your thumbnail and go like this. And if it slips on your thumbnail, that means you should get it out to the sharpening stone. I'm going to tell you something. The other thing you got to warn people, and who else is using the kitchen, is you just sharpen this. Marianne was, you got to be kidding me. You're going to sharpen this again. So, as we always say,
be positive.
Stay sharp. Wicked sharp.